Is conservative media company The Daily Wire going under? There have been some mixed signals. Will Sommer, a senior reporter at The Bulwark, tweeted last week, Ben Shapiro's Daily Wire has been hit by layoffs just a few weeks after CEO Jeremy Boring, who's trying to become a sort of conservative media entertainment mogul, did step down from that role.
I've had numerous sources inside the Daily Wire for quite some time because everyone hates them, even their own people. That's not to mention the numerous sources outside of the Daily Wire that did not take the NDA money on the way out. Like, I had people literally in my comments on Instagram offering to give me dirt on the Daily Wire because they hated the Daily Wire so much. It's out of control. And it all centers around the God King and his massive ego.
Oh, JEJE Vibe. It's JEJE Vibe.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to another.
We're back again.
JEJE Vibe is in the building. You know I got the queen with me. We got to talk about the God King, Jeremy Boring. Like the name.
Very boring.
Daily Wire's co-CEO stepped down.
Daily Wire co-CEO Jeremy Boring to step down. This story has led to a whole bunch of conspiracy shenanigans.
And he goes by the nickname, the God King.
With a small G.
You gotta put it. It's a small G, not the big G. There's no way he can be the God King. But he goes around calling himself the God King. So we got to talk about him stepping down from the Daily Wire. He's been in the news.
He's been on the news.
So there's two CEOs of the Daily Wire. And with Jeremy Boring stepping down, they say Jeremy Boring, co-founder of the Daily Wire, stepping down from his role as co-CEO to focus on creative projects for the company, he told staff in a memo obtained by Access on Tuesday. Boring has been with the Daily Wire since its inception, 2015. He helped grow the outlet from a tiny news startup with $4.7 million in seed funding into a media giant valued at north of $1 billion. Caleb Robinson, the company's founding CEO, will become the company's full-time CEO effective immediately. Robinson and Boring have been co-CEOs since 2019. Robinson co-founded the company alongside Boring and the outlet's editor emeritus, Ben Shapiro.
First off, we know Candace Owens' drama with the Daily Wire.
And the way she left.
A major feud that put an end to Candace Owens' platform on the Daily Wire. The conservative commentator is out after an ongoing beef with her boss, Ben Shapiro, over the Israel-Hamas war. Candace Owens confirming the news. The rumors are true. I'm finally free.
It's not that I'm saying things that they don't like, it's that I'm refusing to allow my voice to be controlled.
In her last segment, which premiered Tuesday, Candace Owens made it clear why she felt she was being ostracized.
That if you do not step out and say things that are radically pro-Israel, or if you are too quiet on certain narratives and they want you to be radically pro-Israel, you can lose everything.
Crazy scene. They had this press run. They were going all about talking about Candace Owens.
In the past, Ben Shapiro had come to the defense of Owens and her rhetoric. He's the Jewish co-founder of the news site Daily Wire, aka Candace's boss. Well, that friendship all changed following the October 7th Hamas-led attack on Israel. It quickly turned into a very public battle between the two.
It makes me cry when I see the footage all over Twitter of Palestinian children that are being bombed into oblivion. When I see they're missing parts of their body and this implicit threat. Don't say it's sad. You're not allowed to say it is sad.
Owens has been one of the few far-right pundits who has been openly critical of Israel's handling of the war in Gaza. Critics of Owens say that she has spread anti-Semitism.
Yes, the question was about Candace Owens. I think her behavior during this is disgraceful. Without a doubt.
Video speaks more to Ben's character than it speaks to mine.
Does he text you to apologize or explain or anything?
No, nothing. I haven't heard a single word. It just was sort of something that he said.
And Candace too was busy on Twitter complaining about how they were trying to silence her.
Facts.
But it got nastier to the point where Shapiro dared the star podcaster to quit.
Candace, if you feel that taking money from a Daily Wire somehow comes between you and God, by all means quit. I wrote in response, you have been acting unprofessional and emotionally unhinged for weeks now, and we have all had to sit back and allow it and have all tried to exercise exceeding understanding for your raw emotion.
Leading us to today, the company's CEO taking to X, writing Daily Wire and Candace Owens have ended their relationship. No further explanation was provided.
Genuinely, I was sad when a bunch of innocent Israelis were murdered and killed in horrific acts. And genuinely, I am sad when a bunch of innocent Palestinians, and yes, they do exist, Brian Mast, are now being made to endure bombing and all sorts of other horrific things that we are all seeing on Twitter. That is my crime. Everybody can see that. It's ridiculous to pretend that it's anything else.
Daily Wire's decision to end its relationship with Owens was a surprise to many. There was shock that the man who has voiced his concerns with cancel culture in the past,
like, I know conservatives are not interested in canceling other conservatives, and they're not going to go along with this,
has put an end to a fellow right-wing voice online.
You and your company have been at the center of a very high-profile one at the moment with Candace Owens, who's now left Daily Wire. Was she fired, or did she leave of her own volition?
I'm not going to speak to this topic, Piers.
At all?
At all.
You can't give me any insight into why she departed?
No hints, no nothing. I'm not going to speak to this.
Now Candace is doing well. She got her own thing going.
The new YouTube channel, they're keeping the old one. That's okay. We can rebuild.
I guess our followers now stuck with her.
Easy. And then we heard about the news of Brett Cooper.
Some of you have heard the rumors online, and the rumors are mostly true. Today, December 10th, will be my last day hosting the comment section and working for the Daily Wire. It is not true that I am being forced out. It was my own choice to leave.
It was the second top host they had on the Daily Wire.
Yep.
She used to be the host of the comment section. Huge views, huge numbers. Somehow, the drama unfolded that she had to step down.
What was your motivation to go independent? When did that pop into your head?
And there have been different moments in my life where I had to make kind of like a decision that was like, you know, that leap of faith and that risk. And I hadn't taken one in a while. And I felt very complacent, and I was good at what I was doing, and I was doing it every single day, and we were making a difference. And I was in a very good rhythm, but I had gotten complacent.
Was it freedom?
Yeah.
You wanted more freedom.
And she was replaced
Immediately by a producer that happens to be her best friend that actually was the the best in our wedding.
crazy.
Welcome to a new chapter of the comment section, and I am your new host, Reagan Conrad.
Things get even murkier when we talk about who's replacing Brett. Her producer, who, fun fact, was also her maid of honor at her wedding, has now stepped in to take over. This producer, who's now filling Brett's shoes on the channel, is reportedly being trained to mimic Brett's mannerisms and style, even taking acting classes. Fans have pointed out how closely her delivery mirrors Brett's, from the tone of her voice to her signature gestures. It's almost like a rebranding of the comment section, but with a new face, sparking debates about whether this move is creative or borderline identity theft.
So they replaced Brett Cooper, but the numbers don't lie.
Apparently, Brett Cooper has unfollowed the show, unfollowed this individual who's taken her spot at the show. That doesn't seem amicable, right? But I will tell you that given the fact that the show is called The Comment Section, it behooved us to head on over to the comment section because this is Reagan's first show. The read was kind of like in the Brett Cooper style. While the video isn't ratioed, quite a few people are downvoting this. I'm not sure about this Reagan girl. She doesn't look anything like Ben Shapiro. Click Clicks on video, pauses video, checks comments. This is like when my parents replaced my dead goldfish with another goldfish. I know NDAs are a thing, but we aren't dumb. Something's off with the switch. The comment section won't be the same without Brett. If Brett left on her own free will, then why did she delete you from her socials? Why would her mom like a comment on IG about you being a terrible friend? Why was the announcement all of a sudden? Why did she appear sad in forced announcement video? Sorry, this doesn't make any sense. 10% of the comment section is like, I'm just here for the comments. 9% of the comment section says Brett Cooper crying emoji. What is the exact reason why Brett Cooper left the Daily Wire? We don't know!
Numbers of the Daily Wire comment section went down.
Jeremy Boring posted simply a new chapter, which sort of seems like a indication that perhaps it's time to start over and do something else. Now, many have said that there have been a series of failures at the Daily Wire surrounding some major personality and talent problems, the relaunch of the comment section that has been, and again, no hate, but based on the numbers, it's just been a catastrophe, right? I mean, hundreds of thousands of people unsubscribing, maybe millions at this point, and they're losing, you're losing like 10 to 20,000 subs every couple days. It's not healthy.
Nobody cared about the comment section.
Yeah, because the girl that now started, I guess, hosting the show now was now trying to sound like Brett Cooper.
Why don't you just be yourself? Yourself. So, Brett Cooper left, and now she's doing good. She has her own thing going.
Welcome to the Brett Cooper Show. I am so happy that you guys found me over here on this new channel.
So with all of this, Jeremy has always been the talk when it comes to this firing or letting go or resigning, whatever they choose to call it.
Candace, whose conflict of visions on this issue spilled out into the public square, which is going to happen from time to time. I wish it hadn't happened the way that it did. That's going to happen from time to time. And, I think it just is sort of the territory when you decide to start a media company and give people broad freedom to express opinions. Now, obviously opinions within certain parameters. Some of the accusations against Reagan have been really ugly, like that she's impersonating Brett. Well, that's unfair. If Reagan seems a bit like Brett, it's because she's Brett's best friend and one of the writers and the producer of the show. She's worked as much on the show every day on what the show would look like and feel like and sound like as Brett has for these last 2 years. They've done that together. Obviously, they have a lot in common in terms of their delivery because they have helped craft the show together.
Most of the top female hosts leaving the Daily Wire. And it looks like a bro club.
Oh, am I reading this wrong, or does this feel like, we don't know, but we know, ladies. We don't know, but we know. And soon we're going to know, because I think what's going to happen now is that more stuff is going to come out about the Daily Wire.
The bloke.
Crazy. So Jeremy has been going about tweeting with several people they had arguments with.
Yep.
And he had to step down.
A message to staff. Boring revealed the shocking news that he would be stepping down as the CEO. According to Axios, Boring said he will remain with the company in an advisory role. He will continue to host Daily Wire Backstage, the company's monthly show featuring Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, Michael Knowles, and Andrew Klavan. Boring will also continue to focus on creative projects associated with Daily Wire, like their series The Pendragon Cycle, which is said to have been extremely costly and in development for a number of years. It's a series in which Boring serves as director and executive producer.
So Jeremy right now, we don't know where his position is.
Yeah, because they never really mentioned. They just said he's probably gonna, I guess, assume another position within the company.
The news of Boring's resignation came as a shock to many, with rampant speculation about what could have led to his abrupt departure. And while that news came as a surprise, there had seemingly been some tension over at Daily Wire, with multiple high-profile exits of top talent at the company, including Candace Owens and Brett Cooper, both of whom had very interesting responses to the news earlier today, with Brett Cooper sharing this snarky response on social media to news of his exit. And Candace Owens revealed the news comes just 1 year after her departure from Daily Wire, and she suggested we could be hearing more about issues internally at the media company in the near future. Candace shared, exactly 1 year ago to the day, I found out I was being let go from the Daily Wire. Life comes at you fast. Today on the show, we discuss the announcement that Jeremy Boring is leaving his role at the Daily Wire. There is much to be said.
But you're leaving from a co-CEO to a creative director of a project, not even of the company, of a project. It's looking like Daily Wire is going bankrupt.
Robinson and Shapiro plan to continue pursuing a growth investment in 2025. So this is another story that we saw back in December, that they were looking for investment.
That's what they're saying. That's what the word in the street is.
Yep, we've been hearing that too.
They're trying to sell Daily Wire.
Is conservative media company The Daily Wire going under? There have been some mixed signals. Will Sommer, a senior reporter at The Bulwark, tweeted last week, Ben Shapiro's Daily Wire has been hit by layoffs just a few weeks after CEO Jeremy Boring, who's trying to become a sort of conservative media entertainment mogul, did step down from that role.
A Daily Wire spokesperson told Sommer in part, quote, as part of our ongoing plan to better align resources with business priorities and growth areas, the Daily Wire has made the decision to streamline and in some cases reduce some of our workforce. This decision was based on business needs and operational efficiencies. Our focus remains on delivering the highest quality content and experiences to our subscribers while ensuring the long-term success of our business.
Also last week, independent journalist James Lee had tweeted, "Scoop, the implosion at the Daily Wire is accelerating. What started with Jeremy Boring stepping down has now spiraled into mass layoffs and other firing of senior executive Alyssa Cordova, the vice president of public relations."
This prompted Cordova to respond and downplay the news. She wrote in part, "Oh wow, this blew up, LOL. However, it's fake news. I resigned last Thursday voluntarily, but not with the drama you've been led to believe. I love the Daily Wire, Jeremy, Ben, and Caleb, and will still be working with the company as a consultant."
Here's Daily Wire co-founder Ben Shapiro speaking on this matter.
As far as all of these sort of bizarre rumors that we're in serious trouble. Oh no, everything is I mean, as somebody who looks at the balance sheet, I can tell you that is certainly not the case. And we are healthy, we are growing, we are thriving, and we have extremely big moves that we are looking forward to making this year.
So Daily Wire is not looking the same. Jeremy, the God King, Boring.
The boring guy.
He has left the Daily Wire. And we'll keep you guys updated as the story unfolds. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Where else would you rather be?
On JEJE.
See you in the next one.
Bye now.
JEJE Vibe, JEJE Vibe, good vibe, good vibe. JEJE Vibe, JEJE Vibe, catch the vibe, catch the vibe.
It's gone.
Wire is going bankrupt, allegedly, and Jeremy Boring is officially out as CEO. That's right. The self-proclaimed God King of the Daily Wire is at the heart of so many scandals. And yes, he is self-described as the God King. And the email just went out today internally that he is stepping down, and now Axios is covering the story. It has not yet broken, as far as I'm aware, that private equity is moving in and looking to buy up the Daily Wire. I heard, rumor mill, that Silver Lake Capital is looking to buy them up. And yo, Silver Lake, you guys might want to watch this video before you think too hard about it, because there's a lot that is not in the public square right now. We're about to get into stuff like canceled credit cards, lying to the press, trying to trick Tim Pool. As far as I can tell from my sources, even people inside of the Daily Wire only know part of the story, and they're all kind of getting played against each other. It's a whole mess. And the most important part of this mess is that the Daily Wire has a long history of treating their employees like and so I've had numerous sources inside the Daily Wire for quite some time because everyone hates them, even their own people. That's not to mention the numerous sources outside of the Daily Wire that did not take the NDA money on the way out. Like, I had people literally in my comments on Instagram offering to give me dirt on the Daily Wire because they hated the Daily Wire so much. It's out of control. And it all centers around the God King and his massive ego. And his lifelong desire to be a famous actor and make it in Hollywood, which he failed at originally years and years and years ago. And so once the Daily Wire was off the ground, he just couldn't help but try to turn the Daily Wire into a Hollywood movie studio and produce the Pendragon series. Note that this article is from 2023. And he said that he had dreamt of bringing this book to the screen for 25 years. It was due to stream exclusively on Daily Wire Plus in 2024. Why didn't that happen? That's a good question. And that leads to us talking about all the Daily Wire's employees' credit cards getting frozen, allegedly. Just to first set the stage though, producing a Hollywood movie is like a huge multi-million dollar undertaking. It is not the same as filming Ben Shapiro talking really fast at liberals. So I've actually been collecting information on this story for quite some time here. And now that it has officially broken in the news, I think my sources are a little safer to talk about this. Because they're portraying it as though Jeremy Boring is willingly stepping back to work on creative projects like the Pendragon cycle, and that he'll remain with the company in an advisory role. My sources are telling me that the Pendragon cycle is being moved off-site and out of the Daily Wire's physical purview because they're not letting Jeremy Boring back in the building right now, apparently. Jeremy Boring was 100% allegedly forced out, not a willing leave. And that's because this financial problem has been going on for years. They had recently had to table all projects and do a hiring freeze because there was no money in the bank, allegedly. All the way back in 2023, Jeremy and Ben Shapiro apparently had to put money into the Daily Wire, their own personal money, to rescue it. That money has not been reimbursed and it is all gone. The Pendragon cycle is over budget by like $50 million or something, allegedly. And at the end of 2024, this problem got so bad that Jeremy Boring apparently started lying to the press to try to drum up interest for a sale. This is when conveniently it leaked that Fox News was considering buying the Daily Wire. That was never in the works. That was just to try to drum up interest so that hopefully someone else would rescue their asses. I've heard that the Murdochs actually personally hate Jeremy Boring, allegedly, just like pretty much everyone else. Like even Ben Shapiro and Jeremy Boring, it sounds like there's a huge rift between them from what I'm hearing. There's even rumors that I can't confirm quite yet that Ben Shapiro hired his own PR person like months ago. Brett Cooper was basically like their last profitable endeavor right now. I assume they make a little bit off Matt Walsh, but I'm not quite sure and I can't confirm. Their election coverage during the 2024 election absolutely bombed. Sounds like just like most Daily Wire products, they dropped a shitload of money into production and did not nearly recoup the costs. So then you remember when Tim Pool was like kind of like rearranging his business and all sorts of weird stuff was happening there? I don't even know if Tim knows this yet directly, but it sounds like the Daily Wire was trying to manipulate him into buying the Daily Wire and trying to present it as super profitable. The rumors I'm hearing is that Jeremy Boring thought Tim Pool would be dumb enough to fall for it, and he was the exact kind of guy they could sell to. I heard that they allegedly offered him an all-stock deal, which would be worth shit because their stock is worthless because they're bankrupt, allegedly. So props Tim for not taking that deal. That would have been a huge mistake. Because now my sources told me like a month or two ago that the Daily Wire froze all the credit cards of all the Daily Wire producers. And they were like pretending it was a new accounting system trying to cover up what was going on, allegedly. But it sounds like apparently that Jeremy Boring's entire net worth is a smokescreen and that he's trying to renegotiate contracts with people like the Petersons to try to leech as much money out as he can to just keep the books looking balanced. It sounds like Jordan Peterson, Michaela Peterson, their whole team has been really weirded out by this and is not stoked. I haven't talked to them directly, but it doesn't sound like they like him at all. So anyways, rumor is that Silver Lake is one of the primary private equity firms coming in looking to buy them up. And Ken, Mike, Egon, Greg, Joe, you might want to do a little more due diligence about the books before you make that purchase. Looks like your last investment, according to Wikipedia, was in 2022. This would not be a good way to come back onto the scene. That is just my opinion based upon what I'm hearing from the inside. Based on the chatter on the, shall we say, wire, It sounds like there's no money in the bank, so to speak, and they're not making profits. There's a difference between revenue and profits, and Jeremy has been doing a lot of finagling over the years to try to make it look really good. And realistically, do we even want the Daily Wire to be saved, like opinion time? Don't we want to see Matt Walsh break out of the Daily Wire and do his own thing? And Matt, don't you think you'll do way better on your own than with the Daily Wire at this point? Like even Jordan Peterson, who a lot of people's perspectives have changed on over time lately, like even he would get a fresh start if he just got away from this mess. This is enigmatic of the times we're in, where even the alternative media has been bought out by big money and played in the same big studio mindset that is just completely contrary to what the new media revolution is all about. The way Jeremy Boring thought he could just replace Brett Cooper with her producer and act like nothing had ever changed and the same audience would stay there, that is enigmatic of this old way of thinking. That the peasants just want to be entertained and you just put programming on their TV and they're guaranteed to watch it. That is not how it works. People subscribe to stories, they subscribe to people, they subscribe to authenticity, and the Daily Wire is the embodiment of an inauthentic, bad storyline that treats all of its people horribly. And I normally try to avoid breaking stories, but it is literally a colander over there. And there are so many leaks pouring information out of the Daily Wire that I cannot keep this shit out of my inbox if I try. And speaking of inboxes, rumor has it that when the Daily Wire took Brett Cooper's TikTok account, a month or so ago, the rumor is that they were trying to read her DMs because they thought that she had leaked the Brett Cooper story to me directly, despite I had never talked to Brett Cooper at all in my life at that point. That shit made me giggle because that shows just how disconnected Jeremy and his people are from reality. Like, bro, if you treat everyone in your company like absolute trash, they're not going to respect you and they're not going to protect you. And when you wrong them over and over and over again, it's inevitably going to wind up on the internet. So let this be a lesson to all of us. The internet is a force that ultimately skews towards authenticity, towards honesty, and towards open discussion. And if your business is modeled on this old way of controlling information, of big money payments, of treating people like property, and of just shitting all over your audience, allegedly, you're not going to last.